you, like, as well as your relationship with Mike as a person, you must feel that you're doing your best work and being fulfilled in your career by the roles that you're doing for him. So it's not just like, look, I really like this guy, I like the atmosphere on set. I guess it does boil down to like the satisfaction you are getting from your job.
Oh, I mean, he makes good stuff. Like I'm not just hitching my wagon to something who's just got constant work, no matter the quality. It's good stuff. It's great stuff. Midnight Mass, honestly, is the best thing I've ever read. I accepted immediately on just the story outline, the pitch he gave me in the room. I was like, this is incredible. It's going to be huge. But the reason why Mike and Trevor Macy is Mike's producing partner. The reason why those two they've got me for life is because the industry needs to see that you've done something before they offer it. It's that closed loop that you see with a lot of professions. We won't, like with an agent, you can't get an agent without a job, but you can't get a job without an agent. It's this closed loop. The same goes for acting roles. You're not going to get offered certain things outside of what you've already been offered. So when I played Ravi, all my stuff looked like versions of Ravi. And when I did Owen on Bly, all the auditions that came after that echoed Owen.
Right.
There were no things out of left field. And cool. That's always going to happen. Where Mike and Trevor are special for me is they don't give a fuck what you just did in the last show for them. They don't care. So it's, I had dinner with Trevor while we were doing Mass, and he was like, man, I want to see you play a prick. and I was like, yeah. And he was like, yeah. And that's it. Like, it's not about what I've done before. There's a trust that they're like, we're going to give you this and you're going to make it work, whether you've done it on camera before or not. And who gets to do that? So it's just this complete, they give you, and they do it with Henry Thomas. Henry's fucking phenomenal. For those of you who don't know, Henry was Elliot in E.T. and was Hill House and Bly and done a ton of stuff with Mike. But Henry has that relationship with them, which sounds so scary. They just go, we'll give you this British, we'll do this. And then Henry goes off and comes back and it's ready. Like he's, Dr. Sleep. Mm-hmm. He didn't audition. Mike doesn't know how he can play Jack. He just gives it to Henry. Henry goes away and comes back, and there you go. And they're doing that with me, which is terrifying because I'm not even close to being that talented of an actor. But that's the relationship that we're having, and that's why I'm sticking with them for more than just that reason. But one of the best things is Mike's single-handedly giving me one of the most diverse show reels. My stuff in Midnight Mass doesn't resemble Bly in the fucking slightest. So that means that I can expect offers or auditions based off Midnight Mass now that are completely different to Bly. You know what I mean? So I get this amazing demo reel that should broaden my castings. So that's been a great thing.
I mean, that sounds exciting. The whole thing about Midnight Mass sounds so exciting. I mean, I think I can say the few things that I know because they're online, which is that, a small community on an isolated island is visited by a priest and shit happens. It's pretty much all there is out there. But weirdly, you see Mike Flanagan's name and you hear that and you go, he's directing every episode. He's written it with a couple of co-writers as well. And I'm just like, I have a real love for series and especially horror that takes place on an isolated location. Like it transports you there and you as the audience feel trapped in the location, like the people, like the cast themselves are. I don't know whether you saw The Terror recently, the one about the John Franklin expedition, which goes wrong and gets caught in the ice and there's a monster. Man, that's really good as well. But yeah, it just, on paper, Midnight Mass sounds great.
It's it's Mike's. I mean, Mike will say this. He thinks it's his best work he's ever done. And if you watch Gerald's Game, Midnight Mass is on the shelf above.
Yes.
and it's also in Hush. Midnight Mass is something that Mike wrote 10 years ago, and it's taken this long for it to get greenlit. And it's his special project. It's the project, and it's really fucking good. Like the cast again, like this has been the strangest one I've been on. This is what it must feel like to be on a Marvel thing. Our chairbacks, for instance, didn't even have our character names. Usually your character name is also with your chairback. They knew that social media, someone might post it, so it's just our names and the name of the production. No details, character names. If you go on IMDb, you won't know who we're playing. You wouldn't even know who plays the priest. They've really locked this up in a way I've never seen before. And yeah, apart from that synopsis, which is the only thing I can really riff about, I can say, yeah, I mean, Mike and Michael Fimignari is his DP. These two just, we tore it up for 6 months. We shot 7 eps out of sequence. So it was like a feature. Yeah, we shot basically 3 movies back to back almost. The schedule, like trying to track where you were. Like I know I did one of my last scenes on my first week and vice versa. Yeah. And they were 6 months apart. So it was, but Mike is one of the best like captains. Like, you know, your destination. The brief he gives you, it's fucked working with Mike. It really is, because I always feel bad for the next person. I do. It's not fair. There's a reason why everyone keeps coming back for Mike. It's because of him. And you get notes like that and you get support like that. It's really hard to like not get spoiled, and then you go back to another job and you get, oh yeah, I miss Mike. But yeah, it was one of the most incredible experiences. I can't wait for people to see it. I'm not even scared I'm going to drop spoilers, because I know this is the first time my loved ones like do not know anything. I've never done that before. They usually know. Even on set, I'm not that guarded. I'll be like, you know, covered in something, or you know, they'll see me on iZombie and they're like, why have you got cuts all over your face? I'm like, Ravi gets fucking beaten up. But on Mass, I wouldn't call him in costume. Didn't talk to him about anything. I was just like, told mum and dad, and I was like, just wait. Won't even tell them the release date because I'm that scared. Wow. I'm not telling anyone anything.
But it's, you know, I think things like that pay dividends. I don't want to know anything about it. I wouldn't even start to try and ask you for things, not because of any other reason than it's more exciting to watch something and not know about it, especially when you've seen the likes of Bly and Hill House and you know what he's capable of as a filmmaker. And also, he's earned the right to lock down a production and keep it all a secret, because you know, he's got a legacy now already. After you know, such a short time, you sort of go, yeah, it's a Mike Flanagan joint.